Water is life and is a human right that should be accessible to all. However, according to the United Nations data, in 2020, only 74% of the world's population has access to services for securely managing drinking water, up from 70% in 2015. In 2020, 2 billion people still lack access to securely managed drinking water services, including 1.2 billion who do not even have the most basic level of service.
One of the main issues that we found was the access to clean potable water. And it not just, as you know, water not just affects the health, it also affects productivity. Because of the long distance, people have to go to source for clean water, and it also affects the time that they have and the resources that they have to acquire said potable water. Because it's not just about providing access to water, it's also ensuring that they can manage this water source and keep it safe and sustainably run it. The linkage between access to clean water and sanitation to healthcare, especially maternal healthcare, and working with these primary health facilities, working with communities, working with schools to ensure that women and children had access to potable, safe water.
More often than not, non-governmental organizations focus on rural areas when it comes to provision of clean water. However, some urban areas share the same pain. The executive director, Hacey Foundation, explained the danger of the dwellers in the suburbs who are often overlooked.
With the shine comes the rust. So there are a lot of underprivileged communities in Lagos State that are pushed to the side. We call them peri-urban communities or slum communities as well. We work with communities that need the interventions regardless of where they are located. Granted, a lot of communities who need support are located in rural communities. They are located in areas such as Badagry, Ikorodu, Ekpe, Ibeju, and areas where we work. But we also work in communities that are in Agege, where you would not normally think they would have problem with water.
With over 300 boreholes installed across the country, in Jigawa, Ondo, Oyo, Lagos, and other states. For more than 5 years, Hacey Foundation has affected the lives of thousands, relieving the burden of finding clean water.
So in 2017, we received funding from the Aspire Coronation Trust Foundation to expand the work we were doing in Lagos to more communities. In 2017, we reached over 15 communities directly, providing them with access to potable water by providing clean, installing boreholes in the communities, training the community members on how to manage clean water and keep it safe, because it's not just about providing access to water, it's also ensuring that they can manage this water source and keep it safe and sustainably run it so that water is easily and cheaply accessible. We design them such that the community itself is involved from the beginning to the end, not just as receivers or as beneficiaries, but as parts and stakeholders of that project or of that intervention, because that's the only way you can sustain the impact of what you are doing.
Kó tó di pé omi yẹn di ṣíṣe omi ń ṣe wá láǹfààní iléeṣẹ́ náà ò dẹ̀ ní jóná omi tẹ́ ṣe fún wa omi gidi ni a dẹ̀ ń rí lò dáadáa.
Àǹfààní tí a rí nínú omi pọ̀ láti òkè lọ́hùn yẹn wọ́n wá pọn mi bí. Dúpẹ́ tó wà nínú ẹ̀ pọ̀ o torí ẹni tó bá bu omi mu ó máa dúpọ̀ tó bá pé èyí ní jẹ́ bíi kó má jẹ́ public holiday fún àwọn ọmọ school wọn primary school tó wà mẹ́ẹ̀ tó bá ti jáde àwọn ọmọ yẹn máa ya síbí wọ́n máa mú omi yẹn à ń lé wọn.
We have been benefiting a lot because people from other places, from other streets, normally come here to fetch the water. The water is very, very good and clean. We normally drink it without putting anything, without boiling it. Very, very hygienic and it's very, very good.
Maintenance, lack of electricity, and sustainability are some of the limitations of the Clean Water Initiative. However, some of the communities have been using the water for more than 4 years.
Kan ló kàn ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé generator wa ti ní fault àti tún ṣe bí ẹ̀mẹ́ta àti dá owó àtòrí a máa ń dá owó díẹ̀díẹ̀ àti fi tún ṣe ó dà pé wọn ò rójútu ẹ̀ wọ́n ti dàrú àwọn tó ń tún ṣe.
The yearly death toll from diseases directly linked to contaminated water.
We have plans of, going into communities, finding out what the key issues are. Some of them are really minute, things that we can easily fix and, go ahead to fix them. Also work with, community stakeholders, community leaders to sort of address these challenges mentioned. And then with that, we think we'll be able to, fix it.
By 2030, present rates of development will need to quadruple in order to achieve universal access to clean water, sanitary conditions, and hygiene. The yearly death toll from diseases directly linked to contaminated water, inadequate sanitation, and subpar hygiene standards would be reduced by 829,000 if these goals were met.